If animals could talk, which species do you think would be the most interesting to converse with? Crows, because they're everywhere, relatively smart, and they could effectively communicate with me about things I can't see, or am not aware of. Also, I could ask them why they like almonds so much. The other day I gave a crow some almonds tossed out of my car window. Once it realized we were friends, it then began demanding additional almonds from my stash, to which I complied, but it got all loud and squawky with me. I just want to know what it was actually saying. Orcas. They like humans, pass down information from generation to generation. It would be fun hearing from an orca's point of view what they witnessed and what their parents and grandparents told them they witnesses, from the first contact with humans to the creation of explosives to the wars they have lived through. Orcas live as long as humans do. It would be fascinating. Dogs. I would like to know what names they give themselves and what they name us. Horses. I'd ask why you suddenly decided that the trash can, which is on the other side of the arena in the same place as it always is, overnight became a big scary monster that you can walk past. Donkeys, because of their sense of humor. I think they think they're hilarious. Crows. They're probably the most intelligent birds on earth. Not to mention they're easy to make friends with if you treat them well. Give them food long enough and they'll go find shiny stuff for you. That being said, I wonder if they'd find the fact a group of them to us is called a murder funny or offensive. Probably the latter. If you count ants, even though they're not technically animals, I'd say them. They have a very intricate way of life that's really interesting and I'd love to know more about it. Otherwise, I'd say dolphins. Have you seen that photo of a dolphin brain compared to a human brain? I want to know how they process the world. If animals could talk, they'll study our laws and they will ask for copyrights from all the firms that have an animal for logo. For example, Puma. After they'll use that money to support their petition to serve human meat to restaurants so they can order food and eat it without hunting. Humanity will be doomed. Assuming they also have the intelligence to converse meaningfully, something with a long lifespan that is mobile enough to observe different locations. Something like a Greenland shark, that can live for hundreds of years. They may be able to describe boats, people, or events they witnessed a long time ago. Elephant drama would be awesome. I'm sure whales have seen some really cool stuff that they could share, albeit rather slowly. Octopi likely have mischievous personalities that'd be a hoot to hang with. Speaking of mischief, a proper conversation with a crow would be interesting, too. Sharks. They could tell how they're depicted as the evil ones even though dolphins are monsters. Sharks eat because they mistake humans for fish, dolphins kill for fun. And elephants are intelligent, same with dolphins, but hating at least. Well, hopefully elephants aren't assholes. I think that humans are so much smarter than animals, we understand what they're thinking more than even they do. Anatomy, not intelligence, is why animals can do things humans can't, like make web, or fly, or swim underwater for an extended amount of time. Cuvier's beaked whales because they've seen more of the planet than any human who has ever lived. They have a massive distribution that extends to basically every part of the ocean aside from the polar regions, and they dive deeper than any other mammal. Parrots. You can't tell if they actually hold the knowledge you try to give them, or if they only recognize the object or the tone of your voice and copy your words. I would like to learn whether or not they are sentient or teachable. Orcas. They're insanely intelligent, and although they definitely are able to kill humans if they wanted to, they choose not to. I believe that they want to coexist with us and I find that fascinating. I'd like to talk to one. I'd love to talk to my cat. She seems like she has such complicated emotions and I want to know how much of that is real and how much is evolved to improve her chances of manipulating me and feeding her more often. Squirrels. I'd like to find out what's going on in their little heads when they get halfway across a road in front of a vehicle, then all of a sudden can't make a decision to save their life. Elephants and crows are both pretty smart, also my dogs, because I always wish I could have a conversation with them. We communicate, but I sometimes wish we could speak each other's languages. Blobfish. Not only do I want to know what a deep sea is like, I'm really curious to hear their thoughts on how we collectively publicized and laughed at images of their deflated corpses. Lol. I would love to hang out with a bear. Imagine having a cuddle while chatting and snacking on berries and fish. And I could ask politely if I could touch their ears without getting mauled. Orangutans are like many people already, so them. The way we can communicate with them already is facilitating already, but I would love to see a verbal convo with one, probably some sort of long-lived turtle or tortoise. I feel like they'd be wise AF. I'm basically envisioning an old man version Crush from Finding Nemo here. Probably a species on the brink of extinction, or any endangered species. I tell them their numbers have grown thin, and I'd ask how they feel about it. Birds, they see the best and the worst of the world they get to see from the ground and from the sky. Plus imagine how much information they have to share. Some sort of marine life that goes really, really deep but can also come closer, or even to, the surface. They've seen some amazing things, I'll bet. Probably turtles. I imagine they are all rad like that one guy from Finding Nemo. They also live long, so could tell you interesting stories all day. If animals could talk, it's highly likely that dolphins would steal the spotlight with their intelligence and intriguing tales from the deep seas. Octopuses. Their case study in intelligence evolving on a completely separate path from us. It's be really cool to see what they have to say. Crows seem pretty rad. They seem to have been able to communicate complex ideas amongst themselves already, so I'm sure they've got some things to say. Dolphins, they play with pufferfish as if those are tennis balls. The poison makes the dolphins high. That's why I want to talk to the dolphins. Definitely not cats. I feel like they would be so boring and we only like them because they can't talk. Birds would have a lot to say though. Cats would probably be quite dramatic in their descriptions, and their poetry would be a bit too over the top. Yet it could be interesting. I'd imagine elephants and tortoises would be like ancient gurus filled with wisdom. Dolphins would probably give off Bill Cosby vibes. I just want to talk to my 17-year-old dog. The boy has been so good, and I want him to tell me I've been good too, before he goes. Nobody would love dog and cat as much if any of them could ever talk. I think I would talk to a crocodile cause they don't do shit. I believe whales would be a good conversing partner. Particularly humpback whales. Bet they know some colorful metaphors too. Dogs. Like how the hell can they still be loyal to humans when they are treated like garbage and possessions by so many people? Anything deep sea. Sperm whales maybe? Gotta be some wild stories about colossal squid. Who knows what else they've seen. I think elephants would be fascinating to talk to. They have a complex social structure and are incredibly intelligent. Ducks. Given how they are watching us all the time, they must have quite a lot of things to tell us about other humans. Chihuahuas. See why aggression is so important for such a small thing, cause then I'll understand short person syndrome. Worms. I wonder how many of them are girlfriends reincarnated regretting asking would you love me if I was a worm. Cows. They're great listeners and seem so damn chill. Would like to sit with a cow for hours and shoot the breeze. Orcas. I've always been fascinated by them. Imagine all the interesting things they'd be able to tell you about. I think I would talk to a tortoise. They can get very old and I guess talking to them would be quite interesting. My dog. Yup, I will follow you wherever you go. My cat. You have to be crazy to think I am going with you. Pandas. Really want to know how they have managed to survive this long after seeing some of the shit they do. Dolphins. I mean, just look at those cocky bastards swimming around, doing backflips, laughing at the world. Gorillas of course. They have millions of years of wisdom about the forest and a rich oral tradition. Coelacanths. It's a species of fish thought to have gone extinct centuries ago but was rediscovered. Birds. They've been all over, definitely seen things, and some of them can already talk in a way. I'd love to chat with squirrels. Just imagine the drama and gossip in their tiny tree society. I'd love farm animals to be able to tell people that they don't want to killed for a sandwich. I'm gonna say ants or any other type of colony insect. I've always been fascinated by them. Crows and ravens, considered one of the smartest animals. I want to listen their thoughts. Turtles. Some have lived over a century and they are bound to have seen some crazy things. Octopus. I feel like the first thing it would say to a human is, man, you have no idea. Definitely elephants. I can already picture them teaching me the art of trunk jokes. Elephant, smiley face. Whale probably. They probably see things we haven't seen before deep in the ocean. My golden retrievers, because they would understand when I told them I love you. Talking to my cat would be worse than checking my browsing history. Please don't. If animals could talk, the majority of them would be traumatized beyond reproach. I'd love to talk to orca, ask them what the whole boat bashing thing is about. Pretty sure my cat says SMTH interesting, at least, pretty talkative as is ADM. Whales will play hard to get. Then when they talk you will wish they didn't. I have lived with several Zen masters, all of them cats. Eckhart Tolle. Giant squid. It would be interesting to know what goes on at such depths. I have to go for a pig, seems like the only animal that would understand me. Squirrel. Probably would have PTSD from seeing other squirrels get ran over. Squirrels cause they probably spy on all of us and have tons to gossip about. Kusing. Akuinjin Mananya America Kanapa America Sukaminji Lati Titania. Whales do talk. We just haven't been able to decode their language yet. Octopus. I want to know what weird shit is going on down in the depths. Probably sharks or whales. They could teach us so much about the ocean. Octopus, the closet we will come to communicating with an alien species. Crows. One of the most intelligent species certainly will surprise me. Dogs, they live with humans. All the BS they've witnessed and heard. Birds. Especially birds of prey such as eagles, hawks, falcons, etc. Blue whales, they must have seen some weird shit down in the ocean. Cats of all kinds, dogs, wolves, canines. Maybe whales and dolphins. I always feel like zebras are the gossipy ones of the animal world. Birds because they see more of the world than most other animals. Mice. I would imagine they hear a lot of interesting conversations. Flies. I'm sure they've heard some very interesting conversations. Goblin sharks are tortoises as they live for well over 100 years. Rats could share with us the untold unspoken history of humanity. Probably my cat because she's the sweetest animal I've ever met. Foxes are so talkative. So imagine if we could understand that. Dolphins. I feel like they've seen some crazy shit in the ocean. I want to talk to orangutan, maybe hire them as labor worker. Cats. Conniving little fuckers know some deep shit I bet. Spiders, I just can't imagine what kind of voice they would be. A deep sea fish that lives deeper than humans have ever been. Probably a walrus. I feel like they would be funny as hell. I would love to talk to a crow, they are really intelligent. Parrots. Imagine how crazy it would be if they could talk. The Jungle Book suggests that a bear should be the best. Snakes YBC, I wanna know why they think ABGS. Eyes. Galapagos Island turtles, they have lived for so long. Crows. You know they got the whole citywide lowdown.